Hi everyone, yeah, come in, come in. Good to see you. You're looking well. Grab a drink and grab a seat and we'll get started. Because yes, there is a show. It's all been happening and now you want to know. But before we can start, we must begin with hello. My name is Sean, your host and fellow. Now grab hold of your beverage, your mind just as quick. We're building up for our best sip. So join me now for the greatest pleasure where we unwind this world together. It's time now. It's time for the sip. Let's do it now. Let's do it quick. Go! Delicious. Well, over in Iran, President Trump says that the US military is to stay around until Tehran complies with the deal. President Trump ordered the US naval, air, ground, and forces to remain deployed around Iran, describing the posture as armed monitoring and warning of bigger and better and stronger response if the ceasefire is breached. This posture follows a 2-week ceasefire brokered through Pakistan on April 8th, under which Iran agreed to reopen the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for a halt in US attacks. Tensions surged on Wednesday after Israeli strikes in Lebanon killed 182 people, prompting Iranian officials to label planned peace negotiations unreasonable due to disputes over the truce terms. So I think what is happening here is somewhat expected. Trump is not likely to go away from Iran without an actual deal in place and possibly some visible signs of compliance. Iran has apparently called off the diplomatic channels over the Israeli bombing in Lebanon, but the ceasefire is still holding, so this is possibly still back and forth as part of the negotiations. We don't know at this point, so we'll have to see. I did want to mention something about the tweet that it will be a Truth Social post that he put out a few days ago, and it basically reads, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So I just want to go back and break it down, sort of line by line and just see what the persuasion angle is on this. So Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one in Iran. So if you remember the images of the bridge that was destroyed, there's a big hole in the middle of this suspension bridge. That was only two days before this post went out. So you're taking the image of the bridge, which is already fresh in your mind, and then a power plant, and you're going to go, what's going to happen to both of those? It's very strong, very, very powerful sort of persuasion. The all wrapped up in one is definitely just saying this is going to be easy. You've got no way of being able to stop it, basically. Then he goes on to say there'll be nothing like it, which is driving the point home. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Trump rarely swears, and when he does, it's usually for impact like this. So it has spawned quite a few memes. I won't go into what they are because some of them aren't safe for work, but yeah, the crazy bastards, just saying that will put the idea of crazy bastards in your head. So that would be, the thing I think is quite funny is, what about being a Persian translator trying to translate that line? It's, do they even have a word for crazy bastard in Persian? So we'll see. And saying living in hell, that's just thinking past the sale, isn't it? People probably know what that is. So, and praise be to Allah at the end is really, that's reaching out to the moderate Muslims out there. It's very hard for somebody to come back and say, that you hate Muslims if you're praising them, if you're praising the Prophet at that point. So it seems like master persuasion at work again. In Cyprus, the HMS Dragon is having some issues. The ship was covered in scaffolding, waiting some routine maintenance or planned maintenance, and it was hit by a drone attack. It's currently berthed in RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, and it was attacked by a drone. There's no indication of where the drone came from, but it has caused the ship to retreat and find a safe haven, basically. So The Ministry of Defence has revealed that the ship has sailed to a safe berth to undergo repairs, according to the Mail Online. So I had a look, and the ship is not that old. It's 2011. So it's had 15 years already, and it's quite a bit of time to work out any issues. The ship was docked in Cyprus for planned maintenance, and a small drone attacked it and caused it to sail away from the conflict zone. It's currently docked and receiving repairs. And the rumour is that the engines will also be overhauled at the same time, because they apparently do not work in warm climates, which is a little bit odd when you send something like that to Cyprus, which is a warm climate. Over in the UK, the government has approved the UK's largest solar farm in Lincolnshire. The British government has approved an 800 megawatt Springwell solar farm in North Kesteven in Lincolnshire. It's poised to become the UK's largest solar project by power generation. As the 25th nationally significant clean energy project approved since July 2024, Springwell is part of the government's broader renewable energy strategy to power more than 12 million homes. It's interesting that there's 25 approved projects since July 2024. That's 18, 20 months now. So it's just a little more than 1 month at the moment. And there's basically no other power stations other than these that have been approved in that same time frame. So it's been developed by EDF Power Solutions Limited and Luminous Energy. The site covers about 1,700 football pitches, which is quite large, and is expected to power 180,000 homes annually. So I did a little bit of grokking and Googling and looking around, and my first reaction was, okay, well, surely we can just put a different kind of natural plant in there, put in a more traditional power station. Because the UK has got some significant gas pockets around it. But it turns out that the UK has actually used up 90% of its reserves. So they would have to more than likely import a lot of that gas, and they currently do import a lot of gas just to keep the plant going. Coal would have cost 5 to 6 times more, even though the UK has been a coal powerhouse, if you pardon the pun. And there's just one new nuclear plant that's currently underway, and no others that look like they're on the horizon. And that also doesn't give you your energy independence either, because you actually still have to import the nuclear fuel. The UK just doesn't produce that. So even though the site seems like an outrageous use of land for the amount of power being produced, the UK seems a little bit snookered at the moment. It almost has no gas and no coal reserves to fall back on. So the only energy security is the sun, and it doesn't really have that either. So the UK is not really known for its weather, its good weather, I should say. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it's giving up all of that land for things that could be used for housing or farming is quite a trade-off. I think that they have to do some amount of solar, but they do definitely need more reliable, more dependable energy. And this system has got a battery storage solution, so there is going to be capacity at night, or some capacity at night. But yeah, it's I think it's really going to take a new technology like tidal energy or fusion to break out of this box. The tidal one is something that could be done shorter term, I expect. Not that there's many very good tidal power solutions at the moment, but the UK is surrounded by water and tide. It would be a 24/7, supply, unlimited supply of energy practically. The main problem with tidal is that it's mechanically very difficult, and wear and tear is just excessively high, and also building and floating those things out is very costly. But there's new solutions all the time, so we'll have to see. Also, MP has been banned for making freedom of information requests. Yes, Rupert Lowe, of the MP for Great Yarmouth and the leader of the Restore Britain Party, has been barred from using the Freedom of Information website, What Do They Know? The decision, which follows Mr. Lowe submitting over 1,000 requests, was criticised by MPs as not in the spirit of transparency. The spokesperson for What Do They Know confirmed to the Press Association that Mr. Lowe has been banned from using the website, but declined to comment further. So, Restore Britain is a fairly new party. It's only been registered for a couple of weeks. It has actually, the genesis of it has been going for a few months, but there is now an officially registered party with Rupert Lowe as the leader. Rupert himself comes across as quite a centered and down-to-earth kind of character. When you listen to him talk and you see him, he just looks like a really, well honed and poised, character. He comes across very easily, but sort of no nonsense as well. You should see some of the tweets that he has done. I must actually do a little breakdown of that as well at some point in the future. And yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of that show. So, or maybe the end of my prepared notes, I should say. So the final thoughts I would say is, always plan ahead. Have a backup plan. Just keep an extra supply somewhere. Just don't go too crazy with it. It's chances are that we'll still all be here tomorrow. So with that, I will say take care and we'll see you next time. Cheers.